Hello everyone, my name is Trevor, I go by TheMrTrails, and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be checking out the new State of Dauntless that came out on Thursday regarding Dauntless Trials. There are going to be some changes coming to Trials in the next couple of patches. Some straightforward, some not so much, so we're going to go into some more details on some of that stuff. Before we get into it, in case you weren't aware, my in-game flare for Dauntless is now available. It is set up as a Twitch subscriber incentive, but it is also available through channel points, which you can use to redeem the code for free. So be sure to stop on by the hangout at twitch.tv/TheMrTrails, and you'll be able to rep my Shadow Burb in-game. And if you are not yet subscribed on YouTube and enjoy the game of Dauntless, consider subscribing to the channel. I post Dauntless content here every week. So the post starts off by saying the goals were to make Trials more accessible without compromising on the challenge aspect of them, while also making Trials more fair. And they wanted Trials to be challenging you in a different way, rather than just getting one shot by literally everything. The first two major changes coming to Dauntless Trials is going to be a tuning overhaul and a power normalization, which will likely be coming out in the 1.5.6 patch next Thursday. The tuning overhaul is going to be a host of behemoth health type adjustments and overall power tuning for behemoths, and they did provide a list of the adjustments that they have made. One main thing is that the power rating of the trial behemoths has been reduced from 700 to 650. What this does is make it less likely that the behemoth attacks will straight up one-shot you. In the same line as that thinking, the Inferno modifier is being removed from Trials, as the main effect of Inferno is to make sure you're dead after getting hit once. Even though the behemoths are technically weaker with that power tuning change, the fights are still going to take a bit longer, due to the base health of behemoths in solos being increased by 65%. This means that the behemoths will now top out around 200,000 HP, and the lower end of these will be around 130 to 140,000 HP. During testing, the total combat time against behemoths ranged anywhere from a minute 30 to over 2 minutes for what a top run would look like. Additionally, the amount of HP added per slayer in a squad is also getting a significant increase of 30%. This means that a 4-man squad will have the health of behemoths scaled to around 275% of what the solo health is, as opposed to the current 235% of solo health. With these significant increases to behemoth HP, the total combat time for what a top squad might be able to pull off looked to be over a minute to about a minute and 30 seconds. But with these major increases to behemoth HP, it's not going to make parts impossible to break, because the part health is going to be reduced by 20% relative to the core health. It will be taking slightly longer to get a part break than it does currently, but keep in mind that the overall combat time has been increased rather significantly. To avoid the stagger locking sort of situations, the behemoths are going to have their stagger damage thresholds increased by 28% as well. This will make coordinating stun locking, particularly in squads, quite a bit tougher. I guess you could call an additional goal of all of these changes to make a trial run an actual fight, and not just making the behemoth your punching bag. And the stagger and wound health scaling per additional player is also receiving similar bumps with all of this stuff in mind. Next up of the 1.5.6 changes is power normalization. Let me say that this is a marvelous change. The base power and resistance rating you will have entering a trial will be at 550, and this is no matter what your weapon level is, meaning that you will be able to fight the trial behemoths at level 1. Bonuses such as the things from the Slayer's Path and your elemental damage and resistance ratings versus the behemoth matchup will apply after this normalization. Yes, the Slayer's Path bonuses will still count towards Trials, even if I personally think they shouldn't be. Pretty much the only thing that power normalization means is that you will now be able to play Dauntless Trials and compete for a top time, even if you accidentally just reforged your weapon. And you could actually feasibly farm weapon experience while playing Trials if you wanted to. So those are the main things happening in 1.5.6, but there are more trial changes that are going to be coming to 1.6.0, one of which is going to be weapon-specific leaderboards being added to the game. The overall leaderboard system for how the current top 100 goes will still be there. Getting a top 100 on any of the weapon-specific leaderboards is going to give you the trial shop rewards. Additionally, there are going to be new weapon-specific titles accompanying these leaderboards, I believe only for top 100 at the moment. This is something that they certainly could add a top 5 title for as well. Only your best run with your best weapon type is going to be what shows up on the overall leaderboard. Per weapon group leaderboards aren't something that is going to be coming though, since there's already a fair amount of weapon diversity when it comes to squad trials. And the other main change that will be coming to Dauntless 1.6.0 is going to be trial goals. Trial goals are going to be additional winning conditions, which are going to be valued more than the time you killed the behemoth in. And the goals are also what is going to dictate the amount of currency that you get for completing a trial. The goals for Dauntless trials are going to be kill the behemoth, no slayers downed, and kill in under 5 minutes. The normal trials will have 2 additional goals, getting 3 staggers and getting 4 part breaks. But even with these 5 goals, you'll still only be getting 300 steel marks per week. Keep in mind though that normal trials will also have 3 revives now, so most players should be able to complete the normal trials now at least, even with queuing for random squads. There's a possibility that more goals will be added to Dauntless trials in the future, but we shall see. But as I mentioned, these goals are going to take precedent over the time you've killed the behemoth in, meaning that if you only completed 2 of the goals, your time is automatically valued lower than another time which completed all 3 goals. Now this itself won't exactly end up changing the leaderboard positioning for the most part. The main thing that this is going to do is prevent a hard carry onto the leaderboard where 1, maybe even 2 players die and it's still a top time. And this will also make Agorist revive shenanigans a bit less feasible. Now, one major concern with the no slayers downed objective is the tragic echo. They intend for this death mechanic to not affect the viability of the tragic echo, which I believe they're going to do by saying if you die after the timer has stopped, then you're still okay. But them addressing this also raises another question of when the tragic echo will even be available again. Hopefully that is something that will come somewhat soon along with some of the other exotics. But those are the main changes coming to trials in 1.5.6 and 1.6.0. From what it seems like, this Embermane trial right here might be the last sub 1 minute solo time for a Dauntless trial, at least for now. And with trials having longer kill times in general, it will certainly be a test of players' endurance of the mechanical skills involved in trials. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the breakdown, consider leaving a like on the video. And if you enjoyed Dauntless and are not subscribed already, consider subscribing to the channel. I post Dauntless content here every week. And to stay up to date with my content both here on YouTube and on Twitch, as well as keeping up with any giveaways that I might be doing, join the Discord server in the description. I manually make a post whenever I do anything content or giveaway related. I have been Trevor, I go by TheMrTrails, and I will catch you guys next time.